everyone. How are you? Good evening or good morning, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for being here. I just wanted to briefly make this video. Of course, as I always keep saying briefly, and then turns out to be a 30-minute, 1 hour type of video. But I just really wanted to do this off the cuff. As always, I always do these off the cuff, but so many things are happening, and I really want to discuss with you whether or not you are feeling those energies as well. I hope you can totally feel that the more time goes by, that you also feel the energies are shifting, right? Do you feel more empowered? When you look at for the last 20 years or so, do you feel recently much more empowered? But I want to talk to you about today. So many things happened, and I have so many ideas what I want to talk about, but I want to decide on just talking about people trying to put you in a box and how much we need to put ourselves against that and fight against that. And people will try and try always to put you in a certain category. And as you all know me by now, I have been fighting for this my entire life, basically, to when people really trying to put somebody in box, not only for myself but for others. I was always fighting against that, and I can be a rebel about this, because for me this is very, very important, so that people understand that every person is different and every person is okay to be like that. And for, I mean, my entire life I've been fighting about this, because for me particularly, and hi everybody who has joined, hi. And for me particularly, it's extremely relevant. And please also comment below when you also feel that it's been exactly the same for you too. I mean, it can be so many variety of things. For example, my entire life I have been looking younger than I already am. I mean, was a whole thing for me, right? Like always being guessed younger than I already am. I mean, now for me, even this is ongoing. And the thing is, whenever you would talk to people and would say, I'm really bothered by that when people guess me younger. Oh, it's good for you. So when you age, you will be aging younger. And you're like, and you have heard this your entire life. I mean, for me, I'm so sickened about this. Like my entire life, even as a child, like growing up, I was like, always guessed younger than my age. And when you sincerely talk about this and want to explain to people and say, look, listen, I'm really, there's something that's really bothering me. And then when people, instead of listening to you and just like, it's good for you, look at you, good for you, like, just goddamn listen. As I always was thinking about, for some persons, things that they don't like, somebody else, maybe it's a blessing. So you can't, or you shouldn't. And for years I was always been like, because people were just like dismissing the fact what you feel and dismissing the fact that you are bothered by it, and I do, and they should not put their own lives upon you. If it's something they would have rather had, then I don't care. Like it doesn't mean because the majority is that way and thinks that way, it doesn't mean that the other person doesn't have feelings or it doesn't bother or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. The same way goes with, your height, your weight, it all those things, right? some people with straight hair like to have curly hair. People with curly hair likes to have straight hair. It doesn't mean because of the majority is, liking this way and feeling bothered by it, that you should, the other minority, if you will, should be dismissive, or be dismissed, or dismiss the feelings about that stuff. Because, for example, if many people are, very bothered by their weight, for example, it's a very tricky point to the weight, for example. And the majority of people are overweight. But it doesn't mean because the majority of the people are overweight and they're bothered by it, that if you are a person and say, that's not me, but I'm just saying, if a person would say, you know what, I'm too thin and I would like to gain weight, but I can't, for example. And there are people like that, and it's a fact. And when the person is bothered by it, and number one, they should not be dismissed, their feelings, their thoughts, it's equal. It's equal the way these people feel, this person or these people will feel too. If they are bothered, if it's a sensitive topic for them, it's a sensitive topic most likely for this person too. So what I'm saying is, just because the majority is in that whatever category, it doesn't mean that this is a cookie cutter system. This, for years, for decades, that's what this, as I talked about the Piscean age of 2,000 years of Piscean age, as well as the last 20 years of the government suppression with the Pluto and Capricorn. It's like, you have to be this way. You need to think this way. I tell you what to think. All the cults, all the religions, all have been built within this 2,000 years of Piscean age. And it has been taken advantage of, right, by the governments, by the power, by the empires. And it's the same with age, for example. You can be at certain age and you can be still feeling like 20. The energy, the power, the strength. I mean, for athletes, for example, it's the same thing. Just because you have reached a certain age, it doesn't mean that you are now done. Like what they describe you as, you are at that age and that's the time to retire. I think it's bullshit. Because, for example, I mean, I'm so blessed, thankfully, that I have great genes from my parents and from my lineage from both sides. My grandparents, they died nearly 100 years old, and my parents still have a young voice. And oftentimes on the phone, people confuse me with my mom and I. I have a young tone too. And the way I look is also quite young. And if I even wear athletic stuff, I look like, I don't know, 20, 25. And nobody believes me that I am at certain age and certain career. It's very, very, and this can be very frustrating. And because of that, number one, people should not dismiss the feelings, the thoughts of those people. And if you also are in that category where you are outside of the box, you don't fit in any of those, and and what I'm saying, and that's what I want to make this video, it's 100 million% okay, and you should fight for it. Even in the medical field, I've been fighting with doctors about this. Because you're a certain age, the way the language they're using, it's unbelievable. If I would tell you what they say, is just unbelievable. That's discrimination right there. It's medical discrimination. If they talk to you in a language, be very, very aware. I want you to be aware. I want to do this video not only that I want you to be aware, and to say also, number two, that it's okay to be like you, and number three, fight for it. Fight for it. Show it. Because why? Not only because it's always been okay, but now it's even more so. Push for it, because the time is over with the Pluto in Capricorn and all the suppression. It's over. It's not about boxes anymore. We are in Aquarian age. Pluto enters this month on the 20th into Aqua, and this will be a 20-year cycle. Listen to me. This is the time. As you all know by now, I can see the future, right? And no, did you see my merchandise that I made? It's because it's the time. And not even because I knew that this will come. I felt it to my core. And that's why I want you to focus on yourself, instead of like, yeah, Pluto goes in here and this goes in there and here and this is the shift. See and feel the shift inside of you. Really, you will see it. If you feel it, you will see it. That you can sense it, you can feel it. The shift is over. People will still hold on to it. They will try to put you in a box. You don't fit in anywhere. Push for it. I'm telling you, if you are my channel, I will help you with that. Push for it. Go for it. Fight for it. Legally, medically, whatever it is, one-on-one, personal, doesn't matter. Stand up for who you are. It's so important. If you say that I'm in a certain age and I feel like 20, if they want to put you in retirement, say, screw you all. If they believe from all the cookie cutter methods for years, if governments, if the authority figures have done everything in the same way, with the same type of people, in the same type of way, and I've seen this for myself over and over and over again, I was always in an outside category. I couldn't fit in. They couldn't fit me in. They tried to squeeze me into some sort of methods that they always use, always did, always have done. And I kept saying for years, I am not in this category. You can't squeeze me into this category. This is my case, or my situation is not a cookie cutter method. I don't care what your method is. That method doesn't apply to my situation, to my case, what have you. So I've been fighting this for years, because also for the last 20 years, Pluto was in my 10th house in Capricorn. In my midheaven, authority figures, like, enough, right? Enough. I have enough bosses, authority figures. Screw you all. Now I have seen today the shift inside of me. I'm calm, collected. Bring it on, baby. Bring it on. People don't, I want you to say, that's what I naturally say always to myself, you don't have a clue who you're dealing with. And I want you to be so strong that you can say, you have no idea who you're dealing with. It doesn't mean you are be aggressive. It means you fight for your rights, fight for yourself, stand up for yourself. Don't let anyone ever ever, ever, and ever put you in a box and squeeze you in a cookie cutter system, cookie cutter method. That doesn't apply to you. If you have issues, for example, that you're not happy with, even if it's outside of the majority of everybody else, say it. Say it. Even people will say, what? Good for you. You're like, no, I'm sorry. And whatever it is, that you have the equal right to say what bothers you. Just because some other people have weight issues doesn't mean that the opposite is not true. It might be true for you. Maybe you have a medical issue that maybe you really want to but cannot wait. I know people like that. I know people like that. They want to gain weight but they can't. And they would love to have this, like this whatever figure, like women's wavy figure. They could, that's why they do all the surgeries. And there's so many things going on. And people should be able to acknowledge who you are, like who you are. And that's the new system is coming in, and the world will not be the same. Put the last stretches of this Capricornian energy of like, I am telling you, in this category, in this box, you need to be squeezed in. That's over. It's over. It's we the people with all the diversity, and I'm not saying the diversity because it's now a popular word. I'm saying a true variety of genetics, of thoughts, of feelings, of ideas, and everybody with a variety of, putting things in a sauce. That's who we actually are in this world and supposed to be. But the system, they took advantage of these energies, and the system create these boxes. And we are not, human beings are not designed to be in boxes. That's the way how power players have been taken advantage of for centuries of people. Otherwise, they made people believe that they are in the box, that should be in the box. Why do you think more and more, if you follow the news, especially in the United States, if you follow why on earth suddenly in 2023, suddenly all the people are getting released out of prison? They have been captured in prison for 50 years and then turns out they have not done nothing. And they wasted the entire life in prison. They're this core of their lives. They go in with age of 18 and come out 55. Their life is gone. Who will bring their life back? The lost life. Even if they would sue it for millions of dollars, what does it do, millions of dollars? Not to mention they will never get millions of dollars. The system is not being built like that. But I'm just saying, even if, who has the right to take somebody's life away like this? And I want you to, I'm just get now emotional, but no one has the right to take somebody's life like this, right? And no one has the right to put you in boxes and don't allow it. If you look a certain way, people believe you are that way. If you look this certain way, people believe you like that. Screw that all. That's why I kept in my social medias always saying that, I have no barriers. I can be happy and I'm happy. I can be angry, I'm angry. I can be writing 10 million emojis because I feel it like that. I feel it comes inside a go 10 million emojis. I don't care what people, oh, this doctor should not do like this. I don't give a crap. If I come on with, I don't know, all dressed up, oh, this person might be this, but I screw that. That's how I want. I remember when I was back in Germany, I mean, uh, in my PhD time in Germany is been known to have zero fashion. Like, it's known a fact that Germans have zero fashion understanding. I really zero. And so, and however, Italians and Turkish people are like fashionistas, right? And for us, when I was in Turkey, I was faculty before I did a PhD back in Germany. And I mean, dressing, it's not even dressing up, it's just dressing nice. Is this dressing up? It's just a nice shirt. I don't care. People might think, oh, it's so shiny and sparkly. I love shiny and sparkly things. I love it. I don't care. If this for some people is like dressed up, I love it. It's nice. It's just nice. I don't care. And I remember in my PhD, I was just dressing up normal, but it was nice. I like dressing nice. Just I like it since my childhood. And I remember that, oh, you are dressed up today. Do you have a date? I was like, what? Number one, I'm not dressed up. That's my normal clothing. And number two, what? I mean, it's just unbelievable to me. Sometimes I've gotten this here in Harvard too. Like when I was in the lab, I was always, even if you're in the lab, I could wear nice things. I mean, it's just on my normal clothing. So what I'm saying is, for some people, just because they wear pajamas, it doesn't mean that's the normal thing to do. Just because a country has a horrific understanding of fashion, it doesn't mean that you are be the one that dressed up and should hear all the time, oh, you dressed up. Do you have a date? Do you go somewhere? Like, shut up. Every time. Enough. So even in many of things, also here in the United States, they don't, I mean, do I look like a CEO? Do I look like my age? I mean, if I come with a baseball hat and like some athletic stuff, I don't, nobody believes that I am actually in the age that I am. It is what it is. So I just want you to please understand this. It's always okay to be you. Fight for who you are and don't let anyone put you in boxes. Even like men or women, I see equally men and women have so many different understanding of me personally. For example, you act this way, a man thinks about you this way. You act this way, like they think, oh, then she must be like this, she must be like this. Screw that all. I am who I am. I don't give a crap about this. And I have been an advocate about this for my entire life. My entire life. And thankfully, finally, this time has come where finally people should accept people as they are. The same thing I've seen from women too. From women, oh my God, it's even worse. And you know, it's just, and for governments and for authority figures, I just mentioned that it's just like, it's just wild. So don't be afraid. I'm here to tell you there's nothing to be afraid about. Go after yourself and stand up for yourself, and don't be afraid to show others who you are, and that you cannot be smashed, squeezed into a cookie cutter system that works for everybody in a cookie cutter method, because not every person is a cookie. You can't cut a person like with a cookie cutter system. It doesn't work. We are not cookies. We are human beings with variety of feelings, emotions, of backgrounds, of genetics, of everything combined. And that makes a human being. We have been suppressed for centuries. Now it's the time with the Aquarian age, and finally this month, and I hope you have seen the shift. No way in hell, the last stretch, they still will try to hold on. The governments, the big corporations, the system, right? The authority figures, the last stretch to really, like, you know, the doll. They put you in the doll to make you like a marionette to play with. Those times are over, okay? Those times are over. So I want you to know that, and I'm here to support you. If you have any kind of this type of situation where you feel like your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and the way who you are have been ignored or misunderstood, wherever you tried was constantly misunderstood or dismissed or what have you, please write in the comments here. I'm very, very happy to hear your stories, and we are here to support you always, always. And of course, if you want to talk with me one-on-one in person, we can definitely arrange that. I will be very, very confidential between you and I, and we can sort out and put some strategies in what you can do, and I can help you and guide you with that. Okay, so thank you so much. I hope you have a fantastic evening or morning or day or week, and I will see you hopefully in the Sunday live, and hopefully also before then. Okay, take care, have a good night, bye bye.